Hello, this is guest voice TJ on Dice Masters with James and Zach, and I'm joined by the proper voice.
Hello, I'm James, and we're commentating on the final of the UK Dice Masters Nats, which took place last Sunday between Mike Power and Seth. What's his second name?
Fullwood.
Forward.
I think so. And after that rather slightly long handshake with Mike trying to assert some dominance with a few extra pumps, they've done the weird sidekicks rolling for start instead of action versus energy. And Michael gets to go first.
So, nice bit of banter going on.
Yep. He's always quick with the comebacks, is young Seth.
Mike's gone first, and he's bought himself a Yuan-ti and looks like he's kept a question mark for PXG maybe.
Yeah, and the globals that they're using for this match, we run through Mike's team. He's playing Rare Pseudo Dragon, Super Rare Yuan-ti, and then Shriek and Zandala Simba with Gold Dragon, and then it's just a load of nasty actions. He's got the Lesser Kobold Trap for 1 energy. He's also got the Bat Signal for 1 energy. He's got the Ring of Winter, Momentum, and Resurrection.
On Seth's first turn, he's bought a Shriek and kept himself a question mark, presumably also for PXG. And Mike's he fielded the Psychic with PXG. And what's he bought? What's he just bought? He's resurrected.
I think he's probably bought a Pseudo Dragon.
Yep.
And Seth's team consists of Professor X, mainly for the global, Mimic for some ramp with that, Rare Collector, Super Rare Jubilee, Shriek on his side as well, Kate Bishop, mainly for the global, Dangerum to turn things into villains, and Norman Osborn to make those villains count. Basic actions, he's got Create Food and Water and Splinter's Teachings, which I'm sure he's going to use the global on that against Mike at some point.
So Seth's fielded one Psychic, fielded another one with Professor X, and resurrected Shriek into the bag.
Now, getting that Shriek to roll is going to be vital for him if he wants to shut down this juggernaut of Yuan-ti action dice purchasing.
Did he manage to buy another Shriek? I can't see. Maybe.
No, he's just bought one at the moment, I think. And Mike's got half of what he needs for his combo. He's going to obviously re-roll that Pseudo Dragon, hopefully to get it out for himself. And yes, Pseudo Dragon rolls, which means
the pain begins.
And then is he going to save these for globals, or is he just going to do 6 damage by buying 3 action dice? There's nothing you can do about buying things, is there?
Ah, it's gross. You can stop when fielded, but you can't do much about knocked out and purchased.
He's considering, is he wanting to do... Maybe he's going one of each. Yep, he gets one of each of his 1 costs, and that hits Seth for 6 damage straight away.
Nasty. So Seth.
Right, it's vital that he rolls this Shriek this time. Unfortunately for the video, he rolls his dice in a little what do you call it?
Tray.
A tray. That's it. And it's off the side. Nice fielding sidekicks. Shriek didn't come up. Ooh. Is he going to use it just to ping out Yuan-ti, or do you think he's just going to swing and hope?
Crikey. You'd be feeling uncomfortable at this point with no Shriek.
He buys Jubilee. He attacks with 4 sidekicks. He blocks 2. What's he going to do with that? Yep, he uses Splitter's Teachings global to increase the damage. But it's probably not enough to stop this juggernaut of the purchasing power.
How much does he do then? A couple of damage from sidekicks and 1 swap with the Yuan-ti.
I think it was 2 off Yuan-ti and a sidekick, so probably 3. And I think that Mike's on 17 at the moment.
Yep, that's about right. So Mike's pulled. What's he got there?
Momentum and a bunch of sidekicks, I think. Now, Mike uses momentum really well. Quite often he buys something, make sure it's in his bag, and then plays momentum, preps that die, and then he gets to roll it, and then he can do you for even more damage with the 1 energy. He used that against me, bringing out Zandala Simba, and then suddenly 1 energy becomes 4 damage.
Has he got 6 dice there? He knocked out the 1 sidekick he had fielded, plus he resurrected, plus 4 dice, right? So he's got 5 sidekicks on energy, plus momentum. So Seth's on 12.
Yep.
It's triggered Yuan-ti, and obviously the pseudo dragon adds 1 to that.
Yep. He's got a trap out. He's rolling the trap. He's got the trap. He can field that for more, and then they can see because he's got the energy just to buy those extra action dice, and it's just going to.
Yeah, the trap takes Seth down to 10, and he's got 5 dice showing energy, which you can't see off screen, so he could just buy 5 assorted 1-cost actions and do the remaining 10 damage.
So that's how quick this can go if you can't shut off Yuan-ti.
That was horrid. What turn was that? Turn 4?
I think so. It wasn't very far into it. Right, Michael's going second this time. Seth bought a shriek straight away. Michael re-rolls a sidekick. Gets up. Yeah, he goes for his Yuan-ti pseudo dragon straight away again. Right, I think just to guarantee it with the rolls, Seth on this turn is probably going to go for another shriek.
Double shriek.
Maximum use of the maximum carnage dice count. He resurrects his resurrection, puts a sidekick in his prep. So if he gets one of those shrieks out, then that could shut down Michael from the start, and he might have to pivot to his Gold Dragon Ring of Winter combo.
Mike's re-rolling, so he had no shield. It's all right this time. Good selection of energy.
Now with Yuan-ti and Pseudo Dragon already bought, he's probably gonna maybe go for Ring of Winter just now, just so he's got that flexibility. Either that or his own shriek to shriek the shrieks.
I'm going to go Ring of Winter.
Good call.
I'm going to PXG as psychic.
And then
Banking a bit of energy as psychic.
So all of the nasty dice go into the bag, and out comes the psychic.
It's grotesque. You know, if they come out, you're dead. And you know, if they don't. If they roll to an energy, you get a gold dragon and feel that.
2 shrieks, and he's managed to roll both of them, so he can very much make sure that whatever he wants to shut off, he's going to shut off, and it's going to take longer to longer to ping those out. And with the other 2, he buys a Jubilee, and I'm pretty sure, he calls Yuan-ti twice. Right. So that's Ring of Winter, Yuan-ti, and sidekicks for Michael. He's probably wanting to do a Gold Dragon shenanigans here, isn't he?
Did the pseudo dragon stay in the bag?
Yeah, I think so. There's the ring. There's a move that you must be familiar with, James.
Indeed. The Ring of Winter lets you move the gold dragon you just bought at a discount using the Ring of Winter Global. Move it, not field it, into the field at level 3. Nice.
It's nasty. And those stats on that dragon are not nice. 7, 8. And then with Breath Weapon, that's going to take out those shrieks, isn't it? Even on their top face. Their defense is only 3, so Breath Weapon 3 removes them both and allows you to do your Yuan-ti business. But the disadvantage of that is that those shrieks are going to roll before you can buy, because you can't buy outside of your main steps. So in terms of removal, Breath Weapon possibly is not the thing against those double shrieks.
He's just maybe hoping that they won't roll if you keep breath weaponing them.
Yeah. Which maybe buying the 2 is going to give
Well, in
that
fact,
wee edge that he needs.
maybe he just wants the attune from the gold dragon, something I always invariably forget to use. And you can use the attune to ping out the shriek because it's doubled up by the pseudo dragon.
Yep. But to do that, he's got to be rolling action dice rather than buying action dice.
That's true. That is true.
So Seth feels a sidekick.
If you hadn't been able to bring it in, then I might have gone for it. But I think as soon as you can bring it in, I shan't bother.
Right, so Michael's all set up. As soon as he gets that Yuan-ti unblanked, he's good to go, really. So Seth pulls Jubilee and sidekicks. He moves that across. What does he buy just then for 2? Probably a danger room, I would assume, because Norman's already there sitting.
Yeah. Keeping a mask for Kate Bishop Global, or if he doesn't need to use that, then he's got it for PXG.
Yep.
Nice little team.
Is it? That is
He's got the 3 energy for breath weapon. He's bound to use that, isn't he?
He might get his Zandara out.
If either of them, let's just look at the. See, the one thing that Michael's probably counting on was for his opponent to bring a ping global. Now, the one thing that's against Seth is he's got Danger Room, which can be used to ping out his own shrieks. Whereas Michael has Shriek himself in terms of villain, but that's the only ping global there, which Michael could use to his advantage just now.
Lovely. So breath weapon 3 wipes his board. Dragon goes through, and he knows that gold. He's just resurrected the ring out the bag, so he's got a chance of getting it back next time. But he can distract it back, right?
Yeah. He used the Kate Bishop to bring it back.
Good job. Which throws your gold dragon and Ring of Winter out of sync.
And Michael's just kind of spent a turn just getting everything of Seth into prep, and then Seth might just bring it all back straight away.
That is what people seem to do whenever I breath weapon them.
So he's got Jubilee. He's re-rolling the shrieks.
And they
both come back along with 2 more energy. So they field blanking Yuan-ti.
First you blank Skull Dragon, then you enter.
And then Jubilee's out there, and he's saving those 2 energy because he knows that pulling back is the key thing that he wants to do. At the moment, Seth's just wanting to win by fielding. Norman wants everything is a villain.
There's some bad dragon puns going on here.
So it is.
What does Mike need to do at this point?
Well, he's got some bolts. He could take out 1 of the shrieks. That still leaves him 3 for breath weapon. But once there's 2 shrieks out, you need enough bolts to get them both out before you can buy anything to do anything with your Yuan-ti. So he's going for bat signals just so he can use the attune on the gold dragon. And also, the bat signal spins up your characters when it's played, which is quite useful.
Just making sure you're still awake.
It's an impressive reference. It's a very nice one.
Then I'll pass priority to you.
I'm going to Splinter's Teachings, the dragon with Shriek.
Nice.
That's good.
Seth is good.
So what he did there was Splinter's Teachings allows you to swap the attack of one of your opponent's dice with your own, and so he's making his gold dragon slightly less fierce.
Means that his Seth's characters are. He will certainly have one of his. Well, I guess if he goes through with it, he tries to go through with that gold dragon, it's not going to do so much damage.
Well, if he breath weapons, it's still going to get rid of the shrieks, but it means that his gold dragon is only going to go through for either 2 or 3, depending on the level that shriek is currently on.
Yep.
Which kind of makes Mike think, right, that will put my gold dragon into used, and I might not roll it, especially because Ring of Winter will be going into the bag at the same time as it by the looks of things.
I don't think it would go into use, would it? Because, well, he could ping... No, he can't ping it because there's no magic missile.
If Seth lets it through. And so, yeah, Mike was put off from Seth's... Disrupted Mike's play there, and it put him off from doing that. And so Seth brings out a sidekick. So Splinter's Teachings did exactly what Seth wanted to there. So now he pulls Nobby, but I don't think he's got a Danger Room in that hand. It's difficult to tell because it's quite a similar color to Seth's sidekicks. Definitely got a Nobby. And I think that's all that. He fields a Shriek.
What's the score at this point? 17 for Seth? 19 for Mike? 18 now. I think Seth's fielded a couple of sidekicks with Jubilee in the field.
Yeah.
And Mike's done one breath weapon, I think.
So Norman takes that down for another 3 damage. Surprised Mike hasn't gone for his own shriek to shriek the shrieks.
Yeah.
Especially when there's nothing preventing when fielded effects. All right, so he's got his 3 energy there for a breath weapon. At this point, Mike's going to be a bit more worried about knocking out Seth's field because he knows as soon as he's building that Nobby, his own life is going to be dropping and dropping and dropping.
Nobby as gold dragon deterrent.
Yes. Alongside 2 lovely little question marks, either for Kate Bishop or Splinter's Teaching, or both.
So I think he's just bought Shriek, I'm guessing.
Yeah, bought Shriek, bought a bat signal, saved the question mark. No, he hasn't. He's going to res, I think, with that. Yeah. Pings him again with another sidekick.
14 then? It's a breath weapon and Nobby. No, a couple of sidekicks, 3 sidekicks and a Nobby, something like that.
Yeah.
So it should be 14.
All right, all sidekicks for... And he's just attacking with Nobby and just saving all his energy for globals. Mike is probably going to let that through, and then he's going to regret it as Splinter's Teachings is going to turn that Nobby into a gold dragon.
Yeah.
And Mike's got no energy to switch it back if he doesn't block it. So either one of his pieces is going to get sacrificed and Nobby's going to be refielding, or he's going to go through for 7 damage. So Mike's seen one part of Seth's plan, but has he seen the other part? Seth's goading him, saying you can always let him through.
Seth's got him on a nice 4.
He has. Has Mike spotted this nasty trap that he has set him? What's he wanting? Is he going to take the 7 now, or is he going to take the 3 when he refields? Ooh, decisions.
What would you do?
I think I would be stupid enough not to block it. And that's why I wasn't in the top 2. Or I would have just blocked it anyway. I wouldn't have. Yeah. I probably would have blocked it.
I'd have blocked it and hoped it didn't come back, I guess.
Yeah.
Has he got a danger room on the way? Has he bought that yet?
I don't know if he has. I was convinced he'd bought it earlier, but it hasn't never seemed to come out of his bag yet. Mike's still debating this.
14 life, potentially 7.
He's let him through. He's let it through.
Oh, that's what you were going to do, you scumbag.
And now Mike realizes, and he takes him down to 7.
Good play, Seth.
Yes, and Seth still has a mask for distracting back. He has a question mark for another Splinter's teachings, and he can bring out a sidekick and ping him yet again. So lots of actions this time. He's going to hope to tune those Yuan-tis out.
So for every die he uses, every action die he uses, he can do 1 damage from each. No, 2 damage.
2 damage.
2
So
from the gold, right?
he uses 1 depending on the faces of. Because that's either going to be 2 action dice to knock out 1. So in fact, he does need 4 action dice to roll just to get rid of the shrieks.
Are they on the high side?
I don't know. I think he paid for fielding 1, but even on level 2, they are 3, which is going to need 2 action dice.
Right.
Because you can't divide up that damage.
Yep.
With a tune, it has to be just on 1 target. And the thing is, with that momentum, if he doesn't have it on the burst face, his prep area is currently empty.
Then I'll do back signal.
Presumably he could resurrect to put something in his prep.
So he does the damage direct to Seth rather than to shrieks.
What's Seth on then? 15?
Yes.
Then I'll use that, create the momentum to draw 1 from a bag and put it in prep. Another 2.
And he does it direct to Seth again. So he's drawn the dice, but he hasn't rolled it.
So roll that dice.
I think you can choose. You may.
Ah, right, okay. Right, okay.
I just say roll any number of dice from your prep area and place them into your reserve pool.
Yeah, so that could be...
But
you can't use it for no effect, can you?
yeah, I thought any number was not 0, according to
Yeah.
Professor X, the old version. Anyway.
And he's put the bat signal into use and spun up the pseudo dragon. Seth fields a sidekick, pings him for another 1. That's him down to 6. Ooh.
Looking pretty critical.
Let's see if he just
Nobby,
gets this
Nobby.
Nobby out. He
Ooh.
gets Nobby. If he rolls it, this is another 3 damage. It's possibly why Michael was put off buying his shriek.
Just another damage from Nobby.
Nobby doesn't come up, so that's just another sidekick. But he can only block 4 characters, so Seth has to try and get him down to 3, and then he can swing. He just swings. Yeah, he swings with everything.
He's got a shield, and Mike's got nothing.
Yeah, and he can split his teachings, make one of those sidekicks a dragon, and it's game over, man. Game over.
Good
And
game.
a shake on
Well
it.
done,
It's
Seth.
1-1.
Jesus. Down the line.
Yeah.
Double shriek. I've never seen that before. Good play.
It just really stalls you out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And just
If it were me, though, I'd never roll it. Either one of them.
No, I would probably just get two lovely single bolts looking at me.
And they both roll back as well. I need breath weapon.
Yeah.
Nice one. Like it. Amazing what you
So-
can do with a shriek.
I would expect that Seth would probably want to be racing towards that as a strategy again. And Michael is going to go for it. Here we go. More extra handshakes. This is the decider. All the spoilers have been out, so we kind of know how this is going to go. But hey,
So Mike's
Right.
going to go first.
and
Which
there it is. There's the third dice.
that could prove telling.
It is a Yuan-ti.
Yuan-ti and a mask for fielding a sidekick. He buys a sonic beam, saves a mask, brings out a sidekick. Out with these, I assume he's going to buy a pseudo dragon.
Oh, yeah. So, I will buy a shriek for 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for shriek this time, and
He's
gonna
learned
res-
something.
Your turn, pal.
Don't think he enjoyed that double shriek last game.
no.
Good response.
Yeah, because if he wants to get rid of his shriek, he's going to have to shriek, or he's going to have to spend those bolts getting rid of it through danger him, and then Seth's got to be saving his energy for doing that and not worrying so much about Yuan-ti.
So, as I've got, I have these.
Nothing.
Right. No Yuan-ti and no shriek, just bolts at the moment. Here comes a vial roll. That time that's being shouted that you might hear on it, that was for the HeroClix, which was just at the next table.
Oh, they both come up.
These two come out. Costing 1, and I name your shriek.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I can, I was honestly would. Shame, know your name.
What do you do in Seth's position now?
I probably would just go for Norman Osborn as fast as I could and get as many villains out as I could. Again, I would be pinging out his shriek, buying a Jubilee, buying a Danger Room, mainly for the bolts even, and just get that shriek out the field and then shriek his Yuan-ti and then just hope that his shriek is not coming out.
Oh, and I'll do you with damage. You've done it already. Look at this. She's so far ahead. I'm still.
All right, and he bought an action dice and he's attuned him for 19. So at the moment, Seth probably just wants bolts on that shriek.
It's quite hard to think how to stop the Yuan-ti team unless you go first, which is a sort of familiar
Field shriek,
situation.
which is for nothing. Goes for Jubilee. Interesting. He doesn't feel he wants to get rid of that shriek just yet. But Michael hasn't got a pseudo dragon yet, so this is going to be a bit slower than game one. And I apologize if he doesn't use his Sunday name, he only goes by Mike.
I wasn't sure whether to call him Mike, Michael, or Mikey. Seems to answer to Mike.
We just call him, I think these days we just call him Mr. Power. Show him the respect.
Sir. Pseudo, come in. Nice.
Oh, yeah, Zandala's going. And then that will be 4 damage, 4 damage, 4 damage for every single one of these 1-cost actions he buys. And once that train starts a-rolling, there's nothing you can do.
I don't know what Seth could do. Even if you had the opportunity to sort out another team, what would you put up against? What would you put up against Super Rare Yuan-ti?
I think you just got to have some way of pinging it out and blobbing it to prevent it from fielding.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, if you blobbed Yuan-ti and then shrieked Pseudo Dragon, then you're kind of a bit healthier, but then you've got that Gold Dragon who can just come out and wipe your field, but blob would still stay. So blobbing Yuan-ti is the key to this, but you've got to get her out of the field and keep her out of the field. So he's swinging with 3. Right, so he's got the Shriek out. He's managed to blank Yuan-ti with his second Shriek. And now Mike's going to hope that his Shriek rolls. He's got Zandala.
How are we doing on the scores?
Well, I think whatever happens at the end of this turn, it could be all over for Seth. If Zandala rolls just now, he's got the Shriek to blank his Shrieks. He's got the Pseudo Dragon to field and make everything 2. And if Zandala comes out, I'll make everything 4 damage. And then it's good night and let's put a crown on my head.
Seth's still on 19.
I'm channeling my inner Alan Partridge for this. I hope you'd appreciate that. Zandala, I think, didn't roll by the way that Michael's moving his hands. This is one of the rare matchups when neither opponent has an energy fixer of the day. There was lots of energy fixers running around, wasn't there?
There certainly was. I think they were.
Oh, and he's just buying loads of actions. So that's 10 damage there.
What? How was that? What did he buy?
He bought 5 actions. Pseudo Dragon increases it up to 2 damage per action.
Okay. As you say, if Simba had rolled, that would be game over, wouldn't it?
Right, so out comes Jubilee. He pings out Shriek by fielding Sidekick and a Bolt. Fields another Sidekick, gets rid of Pseudo Dragon. That's what he's got to do. He's got to remove those pieces. He's got a chance if Shriek doesn't roll. Attached to 2 Sidekicks. He's not going to want to risk Yuan-ti. He's probably just going to let that through. Oh, what's coming out of the bag? 2 bat signals, a bunch of stuff. Right, the key thing, if Shriek rolls, yes, she does. That's game. If he's got enough actions to buy, that is.
What's he even need Shriek for?
Because Shriek is currently blanking Yuan-ti.
He shrieked it before they came out.
No, he shrieked it when 1 came out, and then later on, he shrieked Yuan-ti when he'd pinged out his Shriek a couple of turns ago.
You ready?
So
Yes.
currently,
Okay.
the Shrieks are remembering that Yuan-ti shrieked, and it was when his Shriek's not in the field, they point at her again and say, "Yeah, we don't like you."
Oh, but he did the damage last turn, didn't he? I think Seth's shrieks are doing nothing anyway. Isn't it?
No, because Mike managed to field his shriek afterwards, and so he shrieked their shrieks. So they forgot that Yuan-ti was shrieked, and then when Seth pinged out shriek, then they remembered.
I was going to blame the fact that my poor commentary on the fact that I was paying attention to the match, but apparently I wasn't even doing that. Good job. Nice one.
I still haven't managed to work out what all these counters are next to the life counters. There's about 3 life counters and some things which look like kind of mini pies. I'm not sure what it's about. Maybe it's like Pac-Man or something like that. 2 cobalt traps, that's another 2 damage. So buys more stuff, more damage. It's down to 5. Yep. Yeah, he's got to be buying the more expensive actions now because he's run out. And that's him down to 4. Seth being helpful there and turning Mike's dice for him. Right, so Seth's only hope is getting rid of Shriek and maybe getting rid of Yuan-ti as well. Goes field sidekicks, uses Jubilee to ping out Shriek, which now means that Yuan-ti is re-shrieked. And he uses Splitter's Teachings again to take that damage up a little bit.
Critical now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yep, Shriek's come back out, Zandala's come back out. He just needs to buy 1 thing and that's it. Oh no, he needs to buy 2 things because no pseudo dragon.
Yep.
Shriek comes out, naming your shriek. Wait a minute, let's see if
Yeah, Mike realizing, does he have the right energy? Does he want to re-roll? Possibly get another sidekick out, because if he can take him down to 3, gets a sidekick, then that might be enough for game just by attacking. And he knows this time Seth's just left with a fist, so he can't use Kate Bishop on him.
these 2 come out, costing 1. She obviously names your. She names your. Yeah, that's a brain went for a second there. That was worrying.
So close.
I will.
What's left for him to buy in terms of action dice?
I don't know, there might be a few kobold traps. He's got 1 question mark. I think he's spent it all on momentums. I think having your own attuned character against Super Rare Yuan-ti is something. I tried that against Mike when I was playing him in the top 8, but it kept Yuan-ti out, but he just kept on rolling her, so it wasn't really...
I had bloody Gold Dragon out, and I managed to ping her out once. The rest of the time she was either on level 3 or Gold Dragon was absent without leave. Back in the cube day, funnily enough, cube actually helps a little bit with defense because it cubes your counter ping up to 3, which will take her out on any level.
Yeah.
But without cube, you're just doing the 1.
But would you get the benefit of the cube not on your turn?
Yeah, you do. It adds 2 to all damage done, regardless of whether it's yours or theirs.
Oh, on both sides.
Yep.
See, I was in the unfortunate position of buying lots of packs to get a cube, got a cube, then it was banned. I was like, yay, I've got a cube that week. So, yeah, I know what it looks like, but I don't know how it plays.
It plays horribly. But honestly, like, turn 4 with this team, turn 3 with the cube. It's not such a massive difference. Only the turn 3 was maybe probably a bit more reliable, comes through a bit more often. But if this doesn't come through on turn 4, it threatens horribly on turns 5 and 6. Seth's done an amazing job to keep him in check this long.
Yeah.
Especially going second.
Masks. Masks. Oh, rubbish. Okay. I can do the thing with the Jane thing though. Hey, Bishop. Hey, Bishop.
Yeah, so he just distracts them back because he doesn't want them out.
He's used the masks. And once you think he's bought all his action dice and he can't buy any more 1-cost action dice, then he just starts rolling the buggers.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Using bat signal to spin up his characters.
Right,
That's
so they
it.
decide that what he's got there is enough to do it. And Seth concedes.
Good game, fellas.
That was a good play, especially taking it and stalling it in that second game was really good. I can see that there's going to be a few folks over in the US possibly getting a wee bit of inspiration and re-looking at Super Rare Yuan-ti after what it did this turn and maybe rethinking what their plans are for Origins.
This might serve as an instructional video for some people.
It might well, and some of those people who said, I'm never playing with that card again, might secretly play with that card again.
Excellent. Okay. So thank you very much, TJ. It's been an absolute pleasure. You've carried the weight of the commentary there. I think you were born for this job. It's been a pleasure. I've spent most of my time actually just watching the match. I actually watched it live on the day. I was completely brain dead at the time, and I'm not far off that state just now, actually. So thankfully, you're not.
Well, I've surprised myself with my slight coherence.
I reckon you should do more of this. You may have found your vocation.
If all else fails.
Right. How are we doing on the time?
Is there red dye there? When's in the final, then pinches your basic action for a souvenir.
There's the sound of a bitter dad. Talking to a man who's broken his son's dreams. Yeah, it was a shame that Paul didn't make it into their final day. I always enjoy playing Paul.
Yeah, he's good value. I've never met him before, but he's unstoppable, isn't he?
Yeah. And look, they're using the patented, as advertised on the Ministry of dice holder and card holder.
The mod pod.
The mod pod. We won't put out a link unless they give us a custom one.
each, obviously. Good show. Lovely game.
Yes. And now it's time to retire to the pavilion for some cucumber sandwiches and a well-deserved glass of weak lemon drink for the boy and cup of teas for the gentleman.